आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहं परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृता धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे। We are now answering the question in these two verses. What is the question? Kimartham. Kimartham means for what purpose? For what purpose is there this kind of a divine birth and life, this kind of a life where it's an immaculate life, an immaculate birth. So this kind of a birth, kada kimartham syat, iti uchyate. When does this happen? Why does this happen? So the first one is when, and the second verse is why. So the first verse, yada yada, when. See, this is a Sanskrit way. We are all, this is how we do it. Slowly, slowly. When means whenever. Whenever, yada yada, he, because, yasmat, because whenever there is dharmasya glanihi bhavati. He Bharata. Bharata means what? Not India, okay? Yeah. Oh, I know that word, this means India. No. Bharata here means Bharatasya apatyam, or the descendant of Bharata, king in the clan. So it could be like that. And then there is also one more derivation. Bha is for the shine, bha. So the bha is for Brahma Vidya, the shine of Brahma Vidya. Tasyam ramate iti bharata. Very beautiful derivation. Pujya Swamiji. So bha means for bhas, shine. Bha is the shine. And what is the shine? Because of not putting makeup or face polish or something like that, but because of what? Brahma Vidya. Bha is for Brahma Vidya, the shine of this knowledge, the tejas, the radiance of this knowledge, and for the one who is embodying that radiance by reveling in this Vidya is called Bharata. Bha Brahma Vidya, tasyam ramate iti Bharata. So again, all the epithets of Arjuna by Lord Krishna, none of them is accidental or just to pada paripuranartham, to fill up the meter. No, there is a reason why he is calling him somebody who delights in Brahma Vidya. Why? Because he is about to share that Brahma Vidya. That is what? He is sharing his celestial birth, not because he wants to show off as some kind of a divine celebrity walking on the earth. Look at how many followers I have. Look at how famous I am. So you put Krishna in Google, how many hits you will get. Yeah, everything. So famous. It's not to show off, but it is to show that you, in reality, you are also like me, even though you think you need my saviorship, you need my protection, you need me to lift you out of the doldrums of this war and this samsara. That is there. You want me to do this, but really, in reality, your nature is akin, not even akin, identical with mine. That is the purpose of saying this. You too are nothing other than me, nothing separate from me. This is going to be told soon after these two verses. So, whenever, Hey Bharata, the one who delights in Brahma Vidya, because Arjuna was listening so carefully, Hey Bharata, what is that? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati. Glani, glai. There are many verbs in the first conjugation that end in I. Glai. Glai means languor, in the sense of some lassitude, apathy towards dharma. Glanihi is the noun form of that. Glai, and then what else is there? Dhyai, to meditate. Gai, to sing. Trai, to protect. All these are I, this thing, and all of them decline as dhyayati, glayati, trayate, gayati, like that, depending on Atmanepada or Parasmaipada. So, this is just a little Sanskrit trivia. Okay, yeah, so this is Aikaranta. So, glai. So, glai is the root verb, first conjugation, and then glanihi, lassitude, apathy. Dharma, korma, why bother? Why should I follow it? What will I get out of nothing? Many times I violated, kuch nahi hua. Again I can violate. Last time also I violated, nothing happened. Again I can violate. You also joined me. And then now there are two of us. And then what? We go around and then there is a lot of people. Then we become YouTube influencers. Yeah, this not that everybody is adharmic, but I'm saying it catches like fire. One small video, some silly thing, some cat doing some trick. Viral, so many things, and it is sent to Swamis also. That is how I know that it is cute cat doing something. some trick. So like this, it can go viral. Dharma never goes viral. What goes viral? Adharma. Adharma is more catching than dharma. Why? Because adharma is in keeping with my ragadveshas. My ragadveshas have been telling me for centuries, in very other lifetimes also. Come on, what did you get out of being vegetarian, out of staying in an ashram, out of, what should I say, just focusing on this knowledge? What did you get? Nothing. Go, live it up. Life is short. Who is saying that? My ragadveshas. And then if I come to you, and then we find out that your ragadveshas are also saying the same thing, then there is a pact created. This is how adharma catches. Dharma is not catching. You have to catch dharma, but adharma catches you. This is the way of the world. So when adharma catches, and then it just becomes, it goes, adharma has trended and adharma has gone viral, and then what do you see? Each one is bashing somebody up. Somebody is crying, somebody is yelling, somebody is screaming, somebody is a bully, somebody is bullied. And then there is just chaos in the world because people have forgotten even the spelling of dharma, let alone how to follow it. How to spell it also they don't know. And that is when I make an appearance. This is what is called glani, apathy. Apathy bordering on, like, why should I care? Nothing happens, come on. What in the last class we saw, what pratyavaya? What hopes? What will go? Nothing will go. Don't worry. So like this, the adharma, when it preponderates, means when the scales are tipped. This is adharma, this is dharma. Or it should be the other way around. Dharma is light, and then adharma becomes very heavy. Usually it should be like this, but then it has tipped over. There is an imbalance, and then everybody starts praying, Trahimam, Pahimam, please help me, please protect me, please lift me out of this, because they don't know what to do. It's also beyond, see, if adharma has caught on like fire, it's beyond, you can't sort of say, I'm going to put this fire out with dharma. And what is the size of your dharma? A small thimble full of water. It will not go, because it has become a conflagration. So this is when the help is needed, and that is when glanir bhavati. Then what happens? Abhyutthanam adharmasya abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijami aham. Tadatmanam srijami aham. Abhyutthanam means whenever there is glani means whenever there is a neglect. Now, neglect is a euphemism. Whenever there is a total disrespect for dharma, and when there is a total disrespect of dharma, then I create myself. How he creates himself? We saw that. So abhyutthanam means rise, overpowering rise of what? Adharma. No, don't say dharma here. Adharma. Then only I will come. How will I come? By my own maya. We saw all that last time. So let us see abhyutthanam, adharmasya abhyutthanam. Tada, at that time, see, yada and tada go together. This is like a yat tat construction. Yada, tada, yasya, tasya, like this, there is a connection. Whenever and at that time, tada, when dharma declines, then I come as an avatara. The avatarification of Ishvara takes place. The avatarification of Ishvara takes place. So what is the loss of dharma means what? Meaning when even the basic value structure in the world, That is, what can we say? Unwritten rule. There are many unwritten rules you can't enforce. How can you enforce? So many things you cannot enforce. So many things are there, they are unwritten rules. Like if somebody is going ahead of me, I will not push them and then go ahead. Unwritten rule. Why? Because if I do that, what will they do the next day? Yeah, they will push me, they will bring their couple of big 6-footer friends and then make sure that I am trampled also. Do I want that? No. Therefore, I have to follow because I don't want to be pushed. I don't want to be defrauded. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be cheated. I don't want to be killed. And I don't want my property and my loved ones to be taken away from me. And so therefore, what do I have to do? I should not do all the things that I don't want to you. This is what in English is called golden rule, and in Sanskritam it is called Samanya Dharma. So Vishesha Dharma has gone to pot, not there at all. And then Samanya Dharma has also followed, means there is a complete, the infrastructure with which we used to take for granted, with which we used to lead our lives, has completely come under fire. It is no longer able to sustain the society or the individuals within it. This is called a dharmic crisis. We have had such periods in history. We have had that. And so this is called a dharmic crisis, a crisis of dharma, where it is not only is people don't want to follow dharma, sometimes it is dangerous to follow dharma. We have to see this also. Like during the Indian independence movement, all the freedom fighters were where? Killed or in jail. Gandhiji included. Everybody was in jail. Lokamanya Tilak also in jail. All the people who were fighting, because they were fighting for on the part of what? Dharma. And then the people who are fighting dharma are made to be the criminals. You can see how bad the thing is. They are made to be offenders. They are made to be criminals. They are caught and clapped in jail. And then adharma prevails. So this is not only is dharma gone or in duress, but the emergency situation is such an emergency that it is dangerous to follow dharma. Many people were afraid even to come out of their houses, but a few people were braved all this, went to jail, lost their lives, all for the sake of dharma. So at that time, that is when this adharma overpowers. The overpowering of adharma means dharma cannot be followed. It is dangerous to follow dharma. So then, what do I do? So this is when do I incarnate myself? So this answer is very easy to see. The two questions are asked. When is this incarnation happening and for what purposes? So when means whenever the balance between adharma and dharma is ruptured. That balance is not there. That is the time for avatara. Then why there is no Krishna now? Don't ask. Because you can say, oh, in every country there is chaos. There is all kinds of crisis. Environmental crisis, energy crisis, political crisis, economical crisis, all kinds of crises are there. How come Bhagavan has not come? Why don't we have avatara? Because people are still studying Upanishad. It's safe. See, we had Upanishad class, nothing happened. We did not get penalized or burnt or put in jail for studying Upanishad. Now we are studying Gita, openly. We don't have to fear for our lives because we are studying the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, alas, and it is not yet time for avatara, not yet time. And so, therefore, and in a way it's good news that it's not yet time. Meaning what? It's not that bad, folks. Yeah, so this is a this is a good thing that it's not yet time. So this answered the question, when does the incarnation take place? Bhashya. So yada yada hi, very straightforward one-line bhashya, dharmasya glanihi. Glanihi he converts into hanihi. Cool. Rhymes also together. same kind of feminine noun here. And han, to kill, to destroy. Same thing. Glani, apathy, hanihi means destruction. So the apathy leading to the destruction. Adi Shankara is nothing but practical. Okay. Destruction of what, you might ask? Varnashramadi lakshanasya hanihi. So the destruction of the systems put in place for a harmonious living. And in ancient India, the Varnashrama Dharma. And we will have a chance to see more of what that is. But Varna means according to one's capacities. There was a kind of a, mental capacities and what is that? Guna type capacities. There was a loose hierarchy of people, which then got solidified into what was later called caste system. And not that either Adi Shankara or Lord Krishna or the Vedanta teachers are justifying that system. No, it was obsolete a long time ago, and it should be disbanded with. Obsolete and also abusive, and caused and still continues to cause hurt and to a lot of people individually and in groups. But having said that, it is important to see the philosophy behind it. And what was the philosophy behind it is that it was a whole society that was devoted to the pursuit of moksha. That is what it was. Imagine the whole society, everybody, what are you pursuing? Moksha. And what do you need for moksha? Antahkarana Shuddhi. And what do you need for Antahkarana Shuddhi? Some kind of karma yoga, where you do the work as a form of worship, not for the sake of the results of action, but for the sake of inner growth. So for the sake of inner growth, does it matter what you do? No. You could clean the ashram one day. You could wash the dishes the next day. Third day you could administer something. And fourth day you could teach. Fifth day you could do something. Whatever you did doesn't matter, because whatever you did was for the sake of inner growth. So that was one thing. First is, it was a completely non-competitive society whose goal was here and now, moksha here and now. Everybody's goal was moksha. Long time ago. And so then the bifurcation of the people was with regard to the actions that they naturally had proclivity for, wherever they could just act and contribute to the society, and also based on their guna-based dispositions. Some people you give them money and tell them to sit and lead a contemplative life. Even if you give them $1 million, they'll say, you please take it back. Give me something to do. I have to do something. I have to be active. I can't sit still. Half an hour, okay, I can sit still, but I can't sit still all my life. This is not for me. I should be the mover and shaker. And so, and then they also have, the capacity to do things for others. So they are put into seva, like that. So like that, there were all these bifurcations of people based on guna, disposition, and based on what they were drawn to do or what they were capable of doing. Both things are there. So that this was done it was not based on birth. Not at the beginning. Later on, because all the religions became very patriarchal, and this also became very patriarchal and very solidified in its wrong interpretations and wrong understanding. So then they started to look at it from the standpoint of birth. But that is not how it was, as it will be clearly talked about. It is based on guna, whatever the disposition is, and the disposition or the temperament. Can the temperament be changed? Yes, definitely. I can cultivate sattva, and then when I cultivate sattva, whatever I am doing, which is before I had an inhibited antakarana, and I could only do this much, when the sattva is cultivated, I have a certain bigness and a largesse, and I am capable of doing even more. So therefore, there were many, many lateral moves. As you can see, even as late as the Mahabharata, you can see that. Drona, who was a Brahmana, what did he do? He felt much more suited for a Kshatriya life. He moved over, became a teacher of bows, arrows. What is that called? Archery. Archery teacher. He became. You see that. Drona was a Brahmana by birth, but then by profession, what did he become? Kshatriya. Like this we see. And then in every temple in South India, we have these saints who because of their sattva guna, adhika sattva, they were revered as saints, even though they were born in families which did lowly things or lowly actions. They are called Nayanmars. How many are there total? 64. 63, yes. You who are worshipping them are the 64th one. Okay. So the Nayanmar saints, and we find that the saints are also revered alongside. So the lateral movement was possible because it was not based on birth. And then as one grew out of the work they did, because their disposition grew to be more and more sattvic. And so if the disposition is more and more sattvic, you will like more and more sattvic things. So it's like graduating from heavy metal music to listening to bhajans. Yeah, as a teenager you want that, like blasting, everything should be so loud. And somehow Bhagavan saved the eardrums during teenage. And then after that, as you grew older, as you become more and more sattvic, there is a refinement in the taste. There is a refinement in what you can even take in. And then one might wonder, how did I listen to this cacophony? What did I see in it when I was 16? So, because now that gives me agitation. If I listen to that, I get agitated. Before, that's what I wanted because I was avoiding myself. That is where I went and plunged myself in order to forget myself. Now I am comfortable with myself, I'm content, I'm growing into a contented being, and then many things which I liked before fall off. This is just a small preview because over the course of 3 months also the same thing will happen. The kind of things you used to like will just drop off. And so that is a welcome moment because that shows a certain growth. So this is Varna Dharma, a thing for where the focus was on moksha, not on competition. So then your livelihood was assured. You did what your parents did. So you didn't have to look in the job market, my resume, I have done, I am this, I am such and such a person, I have these skills, please. No competition. Zero competition. It is just amazing. Zero competition. Your livelihood was assured, totally assured. And we have so many professions. One gudu fellow would come. Gudu. You only heard this gudu with this little damru. But blessed by Shiva, he could tell your whole life standing right there. Early in the morning they used to come to the house, these gudu walas. And there was a time when they were, even now in the villages and all, they are very revered. Because they do a lot of tapas, and some of the things we believe, whatever they say comes true. So early in the morning they would come saying wonderful things about the family and about the people in the family. Who doesn't want to hear? Even if you say no, 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 you still open the door and listen, because they don't stop talking. They'll keep on, they'll keep on saying things. So they were called Gudu Gudu Walas, and so one Gudu Gudu Wala would be what? The son of another Gudu Gudu Wala would marry the daughter of another Gudu Gudu Wala. This is how it was. This is exactly how it was. There was a certain safety there, but again, because of adharma, human greed, and then being unfaithful to this dharma, everything, the varnashrama, and then the varnashrama dharma got destroyed. So this is varna dharma, and ashrama dharma means age appropriate kind of dharma. So what do you do when you are a student? Study. Yeah. That is not the time to fall in love and have children and all these things. No, that is adult activity. That is grihastha ashrama. This is not, we don't, and also this is not the time to work. There is no work study. In ancient India, the concept of work study is zero. It's not like I study and then I throw papers in people's homes, I'm a paper boy, paper girl. All this was not there. Oh, then how will I finance my study? It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to you. And then where will I get my food from? And in fact, you are supposed to beg even at your own home. You don't eat more than once a week. And then you go to all the neighboring houses. Atithi, you become their Atithi Yajna. Yes. You go there and they give you a gift, they give you dakshina, they give you nice food, and pretty soon all the children used to know which auntie cooks the best. Yes. And even though it was designated, they would slip and go to the other auntie's house, and they would avoid this auntie's house. How do we know? Pujya Swamiji did that in his childhood. That's how we know. He used to tell, he was a very naughty boy. Yeah, naughty little Swamiji. And what would he do? He would say, oh, this lady doesn't know how to cook at all. So, but it was all there. It was on a list. Once a week you have to go there. So that day he would say, oh, stomachache, mom, I'm going to eat at home. Or he would make friends with somebody else whose round was somewhere else. Exchange? Yeah. You go there, I'll go here. At least once it would work, because they would regret after having exchanged immediately. And then there was another lady in the neighborhood who used to cook very little. Thoda, little bit. And then she would ask, no or yes? Usually what do you say? Yes or no? No, right? Or do you really want? Who will feel like taking? And so if she would bring something like idli or dosa, she would say, would you like to have a quarter or a half? Not one or two. Would you like to have quarter or would you like to have half? And along with Pujya Swamiji, he had a foodie Guru Bhai. He had one nice, person he would say, I will take 3 right at the outset. And that lady's face would become grey, because that means she had to go and make some more. She wouldn't have it. She only had half and quarter pieces cut of whatever item there was. So like this, you didn't even eat in your own house. You were farmed out, and then everything was taken care of, and you paid for your education by going to some royal patron, king, etc. That's how the Raghu Vamsha, we understand this from the Raghu Vamsha, a beautiful literary piece of Kalidasa, where this brahmachari approaches the king for what? For money to give to the Gurukula, donation for the Gurukula, because he has just graduated. And so they would ask him to chant a few things. What did you learn in the Gurukula? And then they would give the money to take to the Gurukula. But Raghu had just done this wonderful ritual that we just found out. What is its name? Vishwajit. And then he didn't even have metal, what is that called? Patrams, vessels to worship the brahmachari who came asking for the bhiksha of money bhiksha, donation. So what did he do? He worshipped him in these, gold, silver, copper, brass was all given away. Clay vessels only were left. And then he said, sorry, I can't say no, but I have to say not yet because you have come at a bad time. And then it just goes. He goes and fights. If you are a king, you don't mind giving everything away because next day you can invade the kingdom and next kingdom and get it all back. This is what he does. He goes and invades the next kingdom for the sake of this brahmachari's Gurukula to maintain and brings it all back and gives it to him. So like this is ashrama dharma. The first ashrama is called brahmacharya, studentship. And then it is a life of consumption. You take. Take from the aunties of the neighborhood. Take from this one. Take from that. Somebody gives cloth. Somebody gives food. Somebody gives rice. All these things. You just take. Guru gives knowledge. Take. Guru Patni also nourishes you. You take. And then after that, you're supposed to give the money to the Gurukula before you get married. Because the Upanishad knows after you get married, no money to any Gurukula. Why? Because somebody else is there in control. Who is that? Spouse. Yeah. She has to put the water. She has to give anumati. Only then you can give. So, therefore, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says that Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya, having given what the Acharya expected, priyam dhanam ahritya to the Gurukula to maintain the ancient sites of learning, only then you go get married and have progeny. And the married life was what? All this time you have taken, when are you going to give back? Grihastha-ashrama, the second ashrama is all about give. 5 Mahayajnas if you follow every day, there is no more savings left, nothing to save. Everything given away, morning to night, this yajna, that yajna, every yajna has dakshina. It's all gone. You live happily day to day and you just give away everything. You just give, you help, you maintain people, you maintain institutions, you give dhanam, second stage. Third stage, then after your children are already settled, you are supposed to repair to the forest when your children get married. Why? Because the next generation you should not have skirmishes with. Son-in-law, father-in-law skirmishes. Oh, I gave you my business to run. You're running it to the ground. No. You leave. Let him do whatever you have taught him to do. Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, this thing. In our house, the sugar is kept right here. How dare you change it? Petty stuff. So you go, you live with your spouse as friends in the forest, seek the company of sages, do satsanga and do lot of upasana, meditation, purification. Then finally, you throw that also away and then you are just there by yourself and then you are a sannyasi. You are reveling in the knowledge, just being with yourself. This is the best retirement plan, I tell you. Because you don't have to worry about inflation. How much money should I save? No problem at all. You just save yourself through this knowledge. That's enough. And so this is the ashrama dharma. Now where is the ashrama dharma? You have to, even if you look for with a microscope, you don't see ashrama dharma. It is completely destroyed. Children are working. Child labor is rampant. And then what? Grihasthas are saying, give me, taking. Vanaprastha is not possible. There is no forest to repair to. There is deforestation. And sannyasis are few and far between. So this is the hanihi, glanihi to these institutions which actually were there in place to uphold dharma. Praninam means not just people but also animals. For the whole ecosystem this was done. So then what was this varnashramadi lakshanasya abhyudaya nishreyasa sadhanasya. So what is this varnashrama? That which is characterized by varna and ashrama system, what is that? It has a certain kind of a abhyudaya and nishreyasa as its end, as its goal. And it is in fact the means. The goal is well-being, abhyudaya, well-being, getting what I want and retaining what I have. This is called abhyudaya. Nishreyasa means liberation. Shreyas. What is Shreyas? Moksha. Nishreyasa is moksha. So this is in keeping with the two lifestyles that has been talked about before. If you are a karma yogi, what do you go for? Abhyudaya. Ultimately you are also for moksha, but the person who is a grihastha, who is not interested in this knowledge, what will that person do? Abhyudaya means bhuti. Bhuti means material comforts. And that's why if you go to the temple, all the prayers come tumbling down. You don't know what to ask for first. Oh, I want my family to be okay. I want to be okay. I want this one to be okay. Okay, can you also throw in some money because I could use that? Can you throw in some good health because I am all the time suffering from this, that or the other? Can you take away my back pain? Actually, for that matter, the front also is paining. Can you take away that also? So like this, hundreds of prayers come tumbling down like a closet filled. Suppose a guest is coming, you throw everything into a cupboard and with the weight of 2-3 people, you somehow close it. Then the guest comes, somebody you know very well. Oh, let me get you this. No, I'll take it. I know where it is. They open the cupboard, everything comes tumbling down. Like that, chaotic, disorderly prayers come down. This is what is called abhyudaya phala. All kinds of small and big preoccupations. I want this to be okay. I want this one. I want that one. I want here. I want there. I want to go there. But I don't want to go there. I want to go there, but I don't want that person to come there. All these specific nirdharita and anirdharita. And then asha and pratyaksha, everything, pratiksha, asha, pratiksha, all of them is included in abhyudaya phala, abhyudaya. So the abhyudaya is, so the varnashrama dharma is for abhyudaya. The first 3 ashramas are for what? Abhyudaya. And the last ashrama is for what? Nishreyasa, moksha. So, this dharmic way of living, these institutions of dharma that were established by Bhagavan was for what? For the sake of protecting all the things that I have and for the sake of fulfilling the desires of all the things that one wants, and for those that are ready to let go of all the things and then only focus on liberation in the form of knowledge. These are the main 2-pronged things which are there in the division in the Veda also. First portion is called what? Karma portion. Karma for the sake of karma phala. The only thing is, it makes the first portion of the Veda puts you on a diet of prayer. All kinds of prayer. Physical prayer, kayikam karma, oral prayer, vachikam karma, mental prayer, manasam karma. And that karma phala is your abhyudaya. It fulfills your need for abhyudaya, all the material wealth, comforts, and peace of mind, relative peace of mind. And then the last ashrama, sannyasa, to a certain extent vanaprastha also, is meant for what? Nishreyasa phala. Nishreyasa phala means the fruit called moksha. That I am already free in order to do that. This is how the ashrama dharma supported these two desires in the world, rampant in the world. How did the varna dharma? The varna dharma also supported, in the sense that there was a slow growth from a tamasic personality to a sattvic personality. That slow growth was possible, and that is why I gave the examples of all these lateral moves, since it was not birth based. Okay, so therefore this is how it supported everything. And so then abhyutthanam udbhavaha, the rise, the preponderance, adharmasya tada atmanam aham mayaya srijami. I create myself. There is no creation, projection. So the whole world in the Shastra is seen as a turtle. Okay, so the Jagat is like a turtle. Let's say the turtle has gone in, head is also in, it is sleeping inside. Then you go and poke it with a stick. Then it says, did somebody knock? The head comes out. And then what? That is exactly the example given for the Jagat coming out of Bhagavan, as it were, and Bhagavan taking avatara. It was already there, but it just sticks its, just like the disturbed turtle sticks its head out. Similarly, the disturbance in the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, makes the Jagat turtle stick its head out. So it's more of a projection rather than a creation. And similarly, the avatara is also a projection of that already latent knowledge and power. It's a projection. Now, the next one says, for what purpose? What are the purposes for which I have incarnated? What did the previous verse say? When will I incarnate? What are the conditions of my incarnation? And the next verse is going to say, Kimartham, for what purposes? So, threefold purposes are mentioned. Paritranaya sadhunam. The sadhu doesn't mean all people in orange. Okay, let us not forget, when Ravana went to abduct Sita, he dressed as a sannyasi. He was in orange with more stripes of vibhuti than a zebra everywhere. Yeah, wearing orange, wearing a big rudrakshamala. Bhavati, bhikshan dehi, he came. So it's sadhu doesn't mean veshataya, it doesn't mean that from the uniform sadhu, but what kind of sadhu? Yeah, sattvic person. Sadhu here, sadhu here. The sadhu means two things. One is who is incapable of following adharma, is a sadhu. First definition. Like even Dasharatha. He was not capable of following adharma at all. Because you see, he had given two boons to this lady. Who was that? Kaikeyi. Even till today, no girl child is named Kaikeyi. Even among the fancy new age people. Never. So, this Kaikeyi was very adept at driving the chariot, and she was helpful in getting a win for Dasharatha, her husband, because the axle broke in the middle of the war, and if the chariot topples over, it's as good as you have lost the war. So with one hand she managed the horses, with the other hand that broken axle she held together with the wheel till her fingers almost ground out, full of blood. Exhausted she was, but they got victory. And out of great compassion, after the war, in private, Dasharatha said to her, what? please ask any 2 boons. Not 3. 3 was where? Nachiketa. Here only 2 boons. Please ask any 2 boons. First for driving the chariot, second for saving the chariot from toppling over. Please ask 2 boons. She said, I have everything. She was a very loving person in the beginning. I have everything, I have you. What boons will I need? I'll take a rain check. You know what a rain check is? Meaning when I need, I will ask. I don't want anything now. And then afterwards, the big drama she staged, and then she opposed the coronation of the eldest crown prince, Rama, and instead wanted her prince to become the king, to which Dasharatha acquiesced. He said, okay, no problem. But she knew that Rama was so popular that nobody would accept her son as the king. So she said, let me drive off Rama to the forest for 14 years. And I told you earlier, sending the person to the forest was like Swiggy service, Zomato for the wild animals. The lunch is delivering itself to them in the forest. They don't have to go around, they are very happy. Room service for them. And so therefore, she didn't think he would come back. She never thought he would come back. And Dasharatha was so distraught. He fell at her feet. He cried, he wailed, he begged her. He said, don't do this. I won't be able to survive without Rama. In fact, the whole Ayodhya will not survive without Rama. Please don't do this. But she did it anyway. See, it's a monarchy, it's not a democracy. He could have easily said, shut up lady, what boons? No, shut up, what boons? Get dressed. Come at once to the coronation. And the Ramayana would have been a very short text. Nothing there to write about. He couldn't bring himself to do that. A sadhu, he is a sadhu because he could not bring himself to violate dharma, even under duress. Because it's very easy to follow dharma when everybody else is following dharma, it's swimmingly going on. Very easy to follow dharma and say, Shabash, I am following dharma. One can become self-congratulatory. Difficult it is in times of adversity. When I'm not getting what I want, when I know this is unjust, and when I know that I can really put an end to it right now, in the name of the king, there is no such boons recorded. Shut up, get dressed. Stupid lady. He could have said that. But he could not bring himself to say that. So the first definition of the sadhu is the one who is incapable, who has grown in dharma so much that he or she is incapable of following adharma. Second one is a vyutpatti artha, meaning a grammatical derivation. Parakaryan sadhnoti, the one who lives for others, to help others. So it's not just a me life. It's all for me. What do I get out of this? What will I get? So if I help you, what will I get? Sometimes even that is the motive. Here, the person who lives for others, lives with a certain largesse without the fear of their own safety, security, etc., available for others, is called what? Sadhu. And so, paritranaya sadhunam. Why should the sadhus be protected? Why should a person of these twofold description be protected? A, because they are unable to protect themselves. And B, it is through the protection of the dharmin. Dharmin means what? The one who is following dharma. The one who is in dharma. Dharm, in. Okay? Like Vedant, in. Okay? So, now you will never forget the meaning. So, English derivation. Alright? Yeah. So, here the dharmin, who is the dharmi? Dharmi, it declines as dharmi. Dharmin, pratipadika. Pratipadika means the base form. And then if you make it into a noun, it becomes dharmi in the first case. So the dharmi is the sadhu here. the one who is not creating problems, in fact, for whom all the problems are created. And then that person, number one, is not able to protect themselves. Number two, if you protect them, you are protecting dharma. You can't protect dharma. Dharma is not in a book called Dharma Shastra. Of what use is protecting the book? Like, for example, if you protect the library, of what use is protecting the library when the scholars are being killed? What use? It becomes a museum. Nobody to go there, nobody to read, nobody to research, nobody to enjoy, nobody to analyze, nobody to take the parampara of learning forward, to write more commentaries, to write more critiques, analysis, karikas, vartikas, all these things. Nobody to do that. But to protect the scholars, and then every head of the scholar is what? A library. A mini encyclopedia is there. And the famous sentence in the Mahabharata is Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Rakshitaha dharmaha rakshati. A protected dharma alone protects in turn. A protected dharma protects, and you can't protect dharma. It's not some kind of abstract things. Always speak the truth. Can you write that on a paper and then put the paper in a safe and then put locks? What will happen? Nothing. What do you have to protect? The tellers of the truth you have to protect. The followers of dharma, when you protect, dharma is automatically protected. And the sadhu is the follower of dharma, cannot violate dharma in any situation, and is also in the danger because they are unable to protect themselves. And then secondly, what else is there? If you protect the sadhu, dharma is automatically protected. Paritranaya, paritaha tranaya, all round, for the sake of all round protecting. Fourth case. And again, this is another I root, trai, trayate. So, paritranaya, hu sadhunam, the protection of all the sadhus. And then it's not enough just to protect the sadhus. We have to also address who is endangering them. Who are they? Dushkrit. Dushkrit. Sukrit and Dushkrit. Sukrit means the person who is doing good things. Dushkrit means the person who is doing bad things, the baddies. So the sadhus are there, or the goodies, and the baddies are there. The baddies are overpowering the goodies. The goodies alone know how to protect dharma. They are suffering because they are outnumbered by adharma. They cannot protect themselves. And so, two things have to happen. Two-pronged approach the Lord has to take in every incarnation. Protect the sadhus and then dispatch the baddies. Bye-bye. That's all you have to say to them. Bye-bye. Because there is no place for you. And so dispensing off with the dushkrit and then protecting the sukrits, and the twofold job of the avatara here in the form of Lord Krishna. And the third one is what? Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to restore dharma. To restore the dharma that has declined, that has gone into oblivion. And I told you, how does this restoration take place? By protecting the people who follow it, A, and by inspiring more and more people to follow it, B. Those two things have to be done. First, whoever small minority will be there, who are in prisons perhaps, and who are locked up somewhere, or who are hiding in their homes, afraid to even open their mouths. They have to be protected, and all the miscreants taken out of the situation. And then secondly, they have to be empowered to inspire others to follow dharma. Others have to tell them, they have to tell the others, okay, it's safe. Now it is safe. We can lead life as before. What is before? Okay, I know what is before. I will tell you how it was. So they become the collective memory of what it was like before, and they inspire others, and this way the dharma is established. Bhashya. So, Sambhavami again means I will incarnate myself. When yuge, pratiyugam, every big swath of time called yuga. What yuga are we in? Kalas. Yeah. The word Kali means conflict, okay? Yeah. So, Kali Yuga, the worst of the yugas from the standpoint of dharma. Dharma is seen as a bull. Dharma bull. And then in Satya Yuga, dharma, the bull is standing on all four legs. In Treta Yuga, it is standing on 3 legs. In Dwapara Yuga, it is standing on 2 legs. And then in Kali Yuga, it is trying to stand on 1 leg. It is trying to stand on 1 leg. So that shows the deterioration of the dharma. But thankfully, we don't have a linear concept of time, and we neither have a cyclical concept of time, we have a pendular concept of time. So, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. After that what? Dwapara, Treta, Satya. From Kali you can never go back to Satya. How is that possible? The two cannot even face each other in terms of dharma. So, from what is that? So, Kali, you can only go to Dwapara. So, it's like a pendulum of some of those old-fashioned grandfather time clocks. You have this pendulum, it goes back and forth. Like that the yugas are. So, in every yuga, I will incarnate myself for these 3 purposes. What are the 3 purposes? Protecting the sadhus, 1. Second one? Yeah, dispatching with the miscreants. And then the third one, to restore dharma back in the society. So, paritranaya, parirakshanaya, sadhunam. Sadhunam means sanmargasthanam. Sat marga. So, this Sat alone is the path. Sat means everything. Satya Bhashanam and all these things is Sat marga. The marga, the only marga that is there, that should be followed. Sat marga, Sat plus marga, Sandhi is there, San marga. So, San marge tishtanti sanmargasthaha tesham sanmargasthanam. So, these are the people who are, the stha means tishtati iti stha. So, stha means to stay. So, those who stay on this path, no matter on the path of righteousness, no matter how inconvenient it gets, even at the cost of their own lives, they are called sanmargasthas. And so for them, to protect them, and then for their sake, vinashaya cha dushkritam. Who are these dushkritas? Papakarinam. The people who only go from one papa to another papa. One wrongdoing to another wrongdoing. And then earlier in the 3rd chapter, such people were described as aghayuhu. So, aghameva ayuhu yasya saha. Agha is papa. The whole life is nothing but papa. Such people, so papakarinam, the people who only do wrongdoings, so vinashaya, to destroy them. Kimcha, further, dharma samsthapanarthaya, dharmasya samyak samsthapanam, tadartham sambhavami yuge yuge. So for this, these are the purposes for which in every yuga I incarnate myself. Then, see, this is not for the sake of showing off. Look at me, Krishna, look at me, love me, follow me. look, all the gopis are also following me, you also follow me. No. What is the reason for this avatara vada? To show two things. One is that Arjuna, you are not alone. I am here. Because that is what Arjuna needs. Even for the knowledge of oneness to take root, that person should feel at least relatively safe and secure. Without this security, how can you do this? If you're standing on a precipice and somebody is teaching, the best teacher in the whole world is Brahmaji comes and from Brahmaloka and teaches Chandogya Upanishad Tattvamasi. Will anything go in the head? No, because you feel like you're falling down. So first that security, a relative security is needed, and then only this knowledge will go in. So in declaring himself as an avatara, he is providing that relative security to Arjuna. Look, Arjuna, you are not alone. That's the first purposes of this declaration. And along with Arjuna, all the people in the Jagat are frightened. Everybody is frightened. So when you start reading these chapters and these verses of the 4th chapter, you immediately feel, okay, I'm all right. Bhagavan is there. That feeling should come. So then that's the second reason of the Avataravada. The first reason is to make Arjuna and by extension all of us feel secure. And second thing is to show that yes, Avatara is good and well and good. Avatara saves from a terrible situation, but that's just a temporary situation. Really speaking, you, Arjuna, and by extension, all the human jivas do not need to be saved. Why do you not need to be saved? You are never enslaved. Oh, but what about dharma? Adharma, you just said when dharma is gone and adharma preponderates. We are switching levels here. That is on the empirical level, which is not ultimate, which is relative. But the teaching happens where? At the paramarthika level, at the absolute level. At the absolute level, seen from that standpoint, you don't need saving because you are never enslaved. You don't even need moksha because you are already what? Mukta. So that is why the spin-off of the discussion of Avataravada, the discussion of this avatara, is to show that you are non-separate from the Lord in the upcoming very, very beautiful verses. First one we will chant and translate and see its purport later on. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन. So, the one who knows that my janma, what is my janma? The magical birth, the magical taking on of this body through the karma, by siphoning off the good karma of everyone, the samashti good karma of prayers, etc. This magical birth, janma, karma, this sadhu protection, this is my action. This is what? Divyam, adbhutam, meaning nobody knows this. That this is one of a kind, unique. Divya means unique, godly, celestial. So, blessed. So, my janma, my karma are magical, they are blessed. The one who knows in reality, the one who knows this fully, what happens? They also understand their own nature as myself alone. And then, once they give up, they are already free while living, they are called Brahmavit, and once they give up the body, what do they? Where are they? They are one with me. One with me is not to be taken literally, as we will see tomorrow. One with me means they are non-separate from me. So therefore, studying this avatara ultimately is for the sake of Atmajnanam. What is this Atmajnanam? I am non-separate from this avatara, from this Ishvara. More we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo